did it. Hello, this is Raquel with Tonic. No, not with Tonic. with Paints and Glitter. Trying to do a live video today for anyone who chooses to join me. If you're watching this on relive or replay, I can't speak today, but just go ahead, forward through the intro, because this is the status quo. Anytime I do a live video, I am going to quickly try to find my own video, make sure there's no feedback, and wait for people to join in, and then I'll show you what I have purchased from the Tonic Studios Vault sale. So if you are here watching this video, this is the content. And if you could bear with me, this always happens. I am the last one to receive my own stream. Here we go. All right. Oh, hello, Sandra. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Tanya. Good morning. I was trying to do this and my phone was in the wrong orientation, so that completely threw me off. And I have a new setup, so it's hands-free and I'm not bumping into the camera, which is phenomenal. But I also have to kind of tilt my head and all this crazy stuff. So, you know, there's always something. But I wanted to come along because I feel like I haven't been here in a long time. It's kind of interesting how, you know, internet time goes at warp speed, of course. So whenever you're not on YouTube, if you do create content, it always feels like months have gone by, which is of course not the case. But now that I see my video, let me zoom in a tiny bit more, just a little bit here. I think we'll be good there. You guys already know, I'm always on a delay. So I'm going to give my computer a moment to catch up here, because that's what happens when you live in the country. And I think that's a little bit better. Let's move you guys over this way a little bit more. I think that's good like that. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, if you could share the video, that would be phenomenal. Because I try to be, it's kind of interesting. I think I'm better at the back end of tech stuff than I am at front end, if that makes any sense to you guys, you know? Like the more convoluted stuff is easier for me, which is weird. Thank you so much. I'm so wonderful. Yes, get your wallet out. Well, guys, you know what? I want to say right away that the first thing I need to make sure that I share with you is that right now the Tonic Studios US page, only the US one, is under construction. They're renovating things and making it better for us customers. So it's gonna be maybe a couple days before they're back up and running. They closed down, I think it was Thursday, and then I checked today and it was still not up. So that's why there isn't like a new link in the chat. However, there are links available for you in the description bar of all of my videos, including this one, where if you can click on that, you'd be doing me a huge favor. Even if you're not shopping at all, it still lets them know that you guys are interested and that you're watching my channel. So that would be awesome. It's a huge favor that you can do for me. And yes, there was some madness going on at the vault sale for Tonic because, as you guys know, Tonic Studios offers, or some of you may not know this, whoever may rewatch the video, they offer a huge sale that only goes on, I think it's 3 times a year. I don't know if that's going to be changing this year or not. However, that's when they offer any items that may not have sold in the past from the Tonic kits, which you're going to see here, also from the Stamp Club, and then whatever else they decide to put on sale. But the vault is known for the kits that were not sold that are still available, and then you have to get up really early in the morning, go on there and put items in your cart and purchase them as quickly as you can, because they are the last of, you know, what's left, and it's first come first serve. So I mention that because sometimes people think that they can save things in their cart and that they can just go in there the next day and click, you know, purchase and voila. Doesn't work that way. So, you haven't missed anything yet, Sam. Hi. I hope you're taking a little break from your job. So first, let me get all of this out of here. Oh, I'm so excited. You know why? I have the memory of Nemo and I completely forget what I buy. So every day is Christmas for me. Anytime I get something in the mail, I'm like, yay! Start jumping up and down. I love you, mailman. He's like, yeah, whatever, lady. Okay, so this is from the Stamp Club, which, by the way, I was able to put a bunch in here. So you see, this is from the kit, the little binders that I'm always mentioning. You get one of these hard binders every 3 months when you are a kit subscriber. Doesn't mean you can only use them for the kits. As you see here, these are all Stamp Club. So, you know, it's, I'm missing, am I saying this right? Yeah, my video's upside down, isn't it? Oy, mamma mia. It is upside down. I'm so sorry, guys. Should I do this? Oh, I'm such a dingbat. I'm doing an upside down video and I didn't even notice. Right? I was upside down. So, anyway, okay. Well, I'll do my upside down. Yeah, okay, all right. So, some of them I'm missing the dies. Like, for instance, I grabbed this during a vault sale and the dies were already sold out. How that happens, I don't know, but sometimes you're going to run into that. But as far as the Stamp Club is concerned, you get the stamps, you get the dies. And then what's cool about it is that they have the stamps, the dies to match the stamps, but then you get some like extra ones. And in my last video, I was sharing these and I completely forgot to mention this comes with a banana. So you can make a sundae and it has a banana. So that sort of thing. The picnic one. So these were all from the vault sale, by the way. Not this one, but I don't know, whatever. I picked up this one, which I had wanted. I mean, there's just so much cool stuff available, of course. And if you're wondering, like, wait a minute, Raquel comes across sometimes on her videos like she's super duper conservative, and then she goes off the, you know, whatever, and goes shopping like cray cray. Well, it's my birthday month, all right, people? So I purchased things for my birthday. Happy birthday, Raquel. This is for me. So that's why I went ahead and took advantage of the sale. And here's yet another Stamp Club item. So you can reuse these, by the way, ladies, if you like to, thank you so much. If you like to make your, I know Sam, for instance, makes like junk journals, but if you like to do swaps and that sort of thing, save these envelopes because yeah, Sandra, you always give me out or rent me out. Is that the, I don't know the phrases, guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm just justifying my expenses. So, oh yeah, this is the one that oh yeah, I really wanted this one. Because it has the little hummingbird and it has little wildflowers too. But so here's one example. This one's called, by the way, interesting. You don't have a name. All right, let me check a second here. Okay, wildflower. And you know I'm Hispanic, so W's are hard. Wildflower Wonderland. That's it. If I say it like that, it comes out. Wildflower Wonderland. Anyway, it has thing. You can have fun with that stamp. Thing. It does say thing. Oh, okay, because you can do wild thing. Oh, how cute. And then it says grow with the flow. I couldn't have picked a better friend. You're the best. A butterfly. Keep growing. The hummingbird, which is, oh wait, I said I was going to do this. I can't even. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. It goes like this. Here, you guys can take a look at it. I'm going to stop because I'm just being silly now and I need to just control myself. But there it is. Really cute. So you can have fun. You can totally do, if you know, oh, what's the writer? Oh, okay. Oh, it's ratting out. I always forget the how you say those phrases. Um, I mix them up and embarrass my children, but hey, whatever. Yes, I can't. The W's are hard, and it took me years to be able to say February and salmon because those silent letters make no sense to Spanish speakers. And why are they there? But whatever, that's another topic. So this one, by the way, this is the matching die set to the stamps, right? So this is how they do it. However, aside from the little silhouettes that they offer, then they give you some extras. And this is what I wanted to point out. For instance, you see these little flowers. So these don't have a matching stamp, but they are meant to, of course, complement what you will be stamping out. So super fun, right? And not only that, but if you only have 5 minutes to make a card, just grab 5 of these little things, cut them all out in white, put them on a colored background, and then stamp out Wild Thing, and you're done. You know, anyway, user friendly is my point. So here's one of the kits. I said I was gonna do it this way. Sometimes I need, like, I don't know what I need. Sometimes I just don't know. I say I'm gonna do something, I still keep doing it wrong. Okay, let me set that aside. Let's open the box. Okay, these are sponges, not makeup sponges, but in this scenario situation, they're ink blending sponges. They came with this kit. This is kit 59, by the way, and I'm super excited that it came with a stencil. Now, this is going to be more, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be more on the grungy side of things, which I picked up because, ladies, every now and then we need to make a masculine card. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the one with the clocks, but I'm very much excited about the Nuvo product included in this one because for the price of the vault sales, I mean, you can't go wrong if you're only getting a kit for the Nuvo stuff. You know, that's fine too. And then if you're not big on die cutting, you can just sell the die cuts or give them away to a friend, you know. Your mom, so Sandra saying my mom couldn't say good. It sounded like woo. Yes, the W. So what I do when I'm home talking to my family, if it is a W, I just substitute it with a V, you know, Wednesday, whatever. I don't care because they know what I mean. But in public, I have to, you know, speak clearly. Okay, so this is Glacier Paste in bronze metal. Super pretty. I'm not going to open it because it only has the, well, actually it does have the little foam thing here, which, by the way, Regina, I don't know if she's here today, mentioned something really great in one of the other videos. She left a comment saying that they've changed this top here to foam because that is a very, it's really nice to seal this once you close it. So that way your product doesn't dry out. At home, if you do get Nuvo product and you're concerned about that, you can get Glad Press and Seal and just cut off a little piece and put it on there. And that'll be a really nice, you know, way to keep that from drying out. Sorry to be redundant, but it's water-based. Water evaporates, the stuff evaporates quite quickly. This color is really nice. Just very pretty for those of you who like coppers and bronzes, you know, the browns with gold and all that jazz. Very pretty. This is the Maroon Spark shimmer powder. Couldn't think of that. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna swatch these guys just in a second. I'm just gonna open this first, but because those bottles don't do it justice. And then this is a vintage drop, which will dry matte, not shiny. And this is Bohemian Teal. And if you see the color, that's not the color of the bottle, that's the color of the actual Nuvo drop, which is awesome. And then this one's Crackle Mousse in Water Nymph is the name they've given that one. So this one, I wish I had a sample to show you, but I made, in fact, a typewriter for my girlfriend Anna Rodriguez, who is my crafting world Anna, and I used this on that typewriter, and it came out so cool because depending on how thick you apply it, you'll get a bigger effect of that crackle stuff going on. And that's why they've given you these, so you can play around with that and see how you like it, especially with this piece here, which is the stencil of this kit. I haven't even named it. And I was holding that upside down, wasn't I? It's crackle mousse. Same with everything else. So this is the stencil. So if you see the gears and this pattern there, which I think is pretty cool. It actually has arrows. It looks like, huh, that's cool. I just noticed that. It has little arrows. Pretty neat. All right. And this, by the way, is Clocks and Cogs. It is not a newer set, obviously, because it was on sale. But this one, I think, trying to think here. Well, let's not go in that direction yet. Let me show you the, well, it comes with a sticker with the name. That way we know what it is, right? Okay. And then it comes with the stamps that look like that. I think this is great for anniversaries, for birthdays. This is really sweet. So I think they're timeless because, for instance, just that key can be used for something that you give, for instance, a young teenager or someone who's older, who's started maybe retiring or something like that. Oh, look at that. Happy retirement. Duh. And guys, I haven't looked at these. I just opened it. So, so funny how that works. Then the dies, these are super cool. All right. There are all the cogs, right? The internal workings of the clock. But here you see this piece here that could be used like as a buckle if you wanted to. There's the clock, and then the hands of time. Here's another piece, this one here. Now that one, if I'm not mistaken, is meant to make, yeah, I think you can make a 3D clock with this one. Yeah, an antique clock, because it has the base here, if you see that, and then it has the pieces that are going to basically essentially trace the stamp of the clock, or all those gears and all that. And then this would be the side portion, and it even has that little chain piece there to make it look like a pocket watch if you wanted to. So cool. I really like that. So let me set that aside. And this does come with, as you already know, papers. That's cute. I was just reading the stamps there because I hadn't even read them. And this is all in that bronzy mauve color line, if you will. So the first one here is kind of that ombre look. And these are exclusive to the kit. These are not sold as one-off pieces over, you know, on the page. And it looks like it was stained with coffee. It has that effect of paper that's been stained. Very cool. I like the texture. And those are A4 in size. This one is the standard paper that they offer, which is, they call it classic card. It has a linen weave on one side, and then it has a smooth side. So basically you stamp on the smooth side, and then you can use that linen weave side just to make your projects look pretty. And the colors are nice and deep. I really like that about the Tonic Studios papers. They're not you get a really nice intensity in the color, even if it's a light color. So very nice. So these are, by the way, teal blue. Ginger pie is this one, and then I believe this is apricot orange, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, or wait, no, I'm wrong. This might be, which one's this one? Wait, are there more? Yeah, oh my gosh. There's a lot of the classic card in this one. Check this out. Okay, I'm just going to say the names and then you guys can figure out which is which because I think you're all smart enough to do that. So anyway, there's brick red, apricot orange, ginger pie, ocean blue, and teal blue. And the reason I want to give you guys the names is because if you know you watch one of these videos and you fall in love with one of these colors and you need it for a project, I want you to have those names so that you can plug that into the search bar over on the website, and that's how you can find these papers if they're available and go ahead and purchase a pack. If you do, they're in packs of 10 for the classic card, and it is 80-pound weight, so it's nice and sturdy for card bases. And then they have the specialty cards. This one looks like it got, I don't know, I'm just gonna make the sound effect, but I don't know how to translate that. But they're shiny, very pretty. So these are called specialty card in Sienna Treasure, mirror card in Opera Red, and Rose Platinum. And then there's, let's see here, foiled craft card in Rose Gold Blossom. That's this one here. The craft card is rather easy to find on the website, unless it's sold out, of course. But basically, the foundation of it is what we know as, you know, kind of like the paper sacks type of color. And then it has that beautiful foiling. But you can use Nuvo products to change that background color and then still have that rose gold popping through, which is really cool. And this one looks like silk. If you're familiar with high-end silks, it looks just like that. This video is never gonna, you know, do that justice, but it's absolutely stunning. And moving on from the kit, let me just take a peek at the chat really quickly. Oh, hi, Carolyn is in the house. Awesome. Wonderful. I'm so happy you were able to do that. Yeah, I mean, it was hard to pass up on the prices. I kept telling my husband, because of course he's like, huh, you're up early and on the phone. Like, you know, haven't even washed your face and you're already on the phone, which is unusual. I'm not the type to be doing that. So I'm like, no, I got to get on this, honey. If not, it's going to be gone. So he was like, well, take advantage. So his favorite phrase is, well, it doesn't go bad, right? So this here, if you can tell, came with its own zipper bag, which these are phenomenal, and they're really, really sturdy. The zipper is great. It's not cheap. I know that I have another version of these in my craft room, which are a cheaper version of it, but I just want to let you know these are nicely reinforced, and then on the inside you don't feel that mesh, just in case you're wondering about that, because these are more expensive than the ones you're going to find on those other websites that we all like to shop at. But just wanted to say that. This I had on my mind for a while, and I'm so happy to have gotten it finally. The So Creative die set. It's a 3D one, and I think it's so stinking cute because it comes with all of these sewing theme 3D items. First of all, I'm sorry for the noise. You can make the spool, this little 3D spool. But here are all the pieces, and then of course the instructions, which I think is really nice of them. In case you've never done any 3D paper crafting, you're gonna get some really clear instructions there. And then you get all the pieces, of course, to make your project. But if you see here, there are a little pair of scissors, the little spool, a tiny little hanger here, needles of different kinds. Sorry, I was out of frame there. So here's a little hanger I was mentioning. There's the little needles, butterfly. Here's a really gorgeous little border. And then down here, there are some even more delicate borders, I would say. So those are the little things that make, I think, Tonic Studios stand apart, is that they add a little extra to their dyes that I simply don't see with other companies. And when and if I do, it costs twice as much as Tonic does. I'm just going to be honest. I think I like to get a lot of bang for my buck because I know how hard we have to work for it in this household. So that's why I get excited when I'm able to get my hands on these things, because there are other companies out there that I love. Absolutely. One that I would mention would be like Paper Tray Inc. They make some gorgeous product. But for me, it's cost prohibitive because if I want a collection, I can't afford it. I would have to wait until it goes on clearance, and that stuff never goes on clearance because people buy it up. So anyway, back to this. It has the bodice or the body form, the dress form. Carolyn would be the person to know how to speak of this because she does right designing and all that. Oh, you got it too? Awesome, Carolyn. Okay, you know what we have to do, girly? We should do it together. It would be so much fun. And the little sewing machine, the buttons, this panel here, which is meant to make the, I think that's for a, oh, the little, okay, so that's the decorative portion here. It's meant to look like the lace that's going to wrap around the spool. How pretty is that? But of course you can use it on a card. And there are the little sentiments, which I'm going to have to look at this. It says, craft, sew, sewn with love, made with love. And the made with love is a circle. Here's the craft, here's a sew. And then here's the made with love, which can be used separately. Yes, if you do installments, then absolutely, that's the way to go. I'm a one-stop, you know, cash girl. Like, done, over with. This is the paper, by the way, that comes with this collection. And you can get this separately because I wanted to make sure that I got my hands on more than one set of this. But I thought it was really sweet that they went ahead and did the papers. Why? Because if you get a kit, it retails for, what is it, $34 to $39 a month, depending on if you are a subscriber or purchasing a one-off kit, right? And the kits are usually what come with paper, but this time they went ahead and added an entire collection of papers to go with this theme, and they are absolutely darling. And they're in A4 size, which means they measure, what is it, 11 and 3/4 by 8.5 by 8 1/4, sorry, 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. Here are your pinks. There are some greens, very delicate colors. More pinks over here, so I guess maybe 2 of each. Let's take a look. Nope. Yes, so there's 2 blue, and they're double-sided, so I'm going to show you the other side in a second. Just trying to get my papers together here. Okay, voila. All right. So there's the polka dot, right? The little, and that's not really a polka dot. This is called something else, but I can't think of it at the moment. And then this is the other side. Tiniest little flowers. Very delicate and sweet. Then the other pink is the gingham, I suppose, or plaid. It's more of a gingham. And then the other side looks like that. It's actually got blue stripes. So if you were actually not even going to use this paper on this, with this die set, and you wanted to do a baby boy card, you could do that with these colors. Look at how sweet, with the little buttons. I think this would be perfect for a new baby themed gift or card. And then this one's very light blue. I hope you guys, let me see, maybe with that light can see it better. And then this is green, but very, very light. Here's the other green. And then a striped red, or not red, pink, but the one stripe is a little deeper and actually looks like stitching. So I apologize if that made you dizzy, because I know if it would have if I was looking at it from your end. Here's this one. It has little flowers, little pink dots in the center, and then the rest of it is, you know, the green. Super sweet. So again, you could probably, if this is still available, you might be able to find it on the page. And what I was mentioning about the kits is that normally that's the price point for a kit, and that's, you know, it comes with the Nuvo stuff and all that. However, in this case, they put this together and they added the papers, the dies, and the stamps, which I'm going to show you now, that go along with it. So this was, I think, a super awesome value. Let me do it like that. Okay. There's that. All sorts of little sentiments. That lovely little stitch detail that is going to make everything look so cohesive. There's all your little phrases. Generally, it's a thank you, blah, blah, blah. Love you so much. And then there's the stencil that if you have, if you happen to have the dies that were from the designer's choice that look like this, then you can stencil the background and use those dies, and they're going to match really nicely, because that stood out to me right away. I was like, wait a minute, I have dies that match that, and I think that's so pretty. So yeah, there's that. Let's take a look at the Monica. Hello, Monica. Bienvenida. Welcome. Awesome. Yes. Yes. No, the paper did come with that. It was meant to be part of that, which I just think is phenomenal, because it was cheaper. I know it didn't come with Nuvo product, but still it was cheaper than getting a monthly kit. So total bargain, I think. And let's see here. I was going to, I'm so tempted to start making it right now. I don't know, because I've got some other projects that I need to finish. The other thing I was trying to, mention that they came out also, and I wish I could have some links for you guys, that they came out also with the little frame to fit inside of the carousel. I've got mine all cut out and everything, but I want to do something a little special with it. So I haven't put it together yet, because I'm going to have to use my brain. But I can't wait to come along and share that with you guys. If you are, however, interested in creating a special project and you want that, then I wanted to let you know that yes, it now will have a tiny little frame that you can fit in there, and you can of course use it separately, which is really wonderful, especially if you need to do like, ooh, almost lost this, table settings for a party or something like that. I think that'll come in handy. Ay, ¿dónde estaba? No sé. Por aquí, por aquí, por aquí. I don't know where this was. I forgot. Oh, I should have taken a picture. Anyway, that's something you should do when you get these kits. Take a picture right away of this whole bit, and then that way when you go to put stuff away, you'll know if something's missing. What I've done is taken a, let me show you guys. It's one of these, they're quite inexpensive, the little sprocket. If you guys have these, they come in handy, because then I take the picture and right away print it out, and then I'll either stick it right into the folder, or if I'm going to use a different way of, you know, putting it away, if it's a magnet, I'll stick it right to the magnet, and that's come in handy big time, because there's no way to memorize all these things. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Oh, I so want to play, but oh goodness. And I wish I had this sooner, because it's so perfect for Mother's Day, of course, but I already sent out that gift, and I did not get to incorporate this set. Yes, I would totally appreciate a thumbs up. I'm trying to think if I put this together, it would have to be, I'm trying to think the foundation colors. Because I think I could at least do the spool. Do you guys want me to put one of these together right now? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know. And I'm gonna grab some papers. Okay, Carolyn says yes. Because it was either that or I was gonna swatch the Nuvo, but I think this is a little more exciting. Because the benefit of having the larger plates to cut stuff is that I can grab one big piece of paper and just put everything on there, you know, and then go from there. So let's see how many of these I would need. I need 2 of these, okay. And I need a main panel. I think this is not gonna take too terribly long to make. I need 2 of these guys here. And I need 4 large circle. What's the large circle? I should be putting this way, but it's hard for me to read upside down. So I think I need 4 of these. Easy enough. All right, let's do it. Awesome. Okay, thank you for sticking with me, guys. I really appreciate it. It's fun to craft with friends, you know? Because if not, like I always say, I mean, I love, don't get me wrong, I love sitting here with my worship music on and listening to podcasts, because that's what I typically do. I get the word of God in my mind and in my heart as I'm crafting, and it's a blessing. But it's also, you know, very, very nice to have company and get to do the same thing. I try to figure out here, just so you know, the best way to go about using the papers that I have. So this is another thing that I like to share, because let's face it, we want to stretch that paper as much as we can, right? Especially when we're cutting multiples. And I know I have scissors. I'd love to know where I put them. I was working on something else. I was starting an order that I had. And guys, I have to look at my own pictures to remember what I did. Isn't that horrible? Okay, I own Tonic scissors. And I feel like they've walked away on me. I don't know what happened, but let's go with this pair. This is how I typically do this anyway. Let's do that. We'll get the foundation going anyway. I don't, oh, duh, they were right there, the little ones anyway. I'm missing a pair of scissors that are larger though. Okay, so got 1 layer done, and the reason I didn't do 2 pages of this at once is because this is 110-pound cardstock, and experience has taught me not to do that with the 110 because it doesn't cut all the way through. Okay, so if you see, I still have to kind of separate it from this, but it cuts really nicely. And I'm going to need more of those circles, so run that through, and then I'll also try to run through some of the decorative paper, of course, because, oh my gosh, there's just so much you can do with this. It's crazy. Panel 4, 2, okay. I need another strip, and, well, that would be wasteful, wouldn't it? But I have another one. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. And then a few more of these. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. So you guys tell me, how's life going for you guys? How was this weekend for you? My little one, my little baby, he went on his prom senior prom this past weekend. Oh my gosh, it's so bittersweet to see them grow up. Because you want them to stay little the whole time that they're with you, right? Little babies. But that's not possible. Oh, Monica just asked me what machine I use. And I use this one here. Let me move it over for 1 second so you can see it. It's this one. It's the Anna Griffin Empress. It has a forward, reverse button, power button in the center. This is how you feed it through here. So it's quite thin if you see that. However, it's super powerful and it's heavy. It's got a nice handle on it. And it comes with, when you make the purchase, it comes with the plates that you need that you see me using here. And it comes with the magnet. Okay, so it'll come with that one. And then it comes with a metal plate. This is called a shim that's meant for intricate dies. I use it all the time. And if you want to, you can buy the smaller plates. I love these because they're ginormous. You see how big this is? So that way I can get my stuff cut out more quickly because I don't have to, you know, worry about the size of my paper. If I want to just go ahead and feed it through with an entire 8.5 by 11, I can do that. Now the corners might get a little bit yuck, but I don't worry about that. Because sometimes I just want to get it done, you know? Get her done, as they say. Especially if you have an order for cards or stuff like that, and you just need to get all your stuff cut out as quickly as possible, then it works out great. So I'm doing a little inventory here of how many pieces I have and how many more I need, because I need another one of these guys. I'm going to go ahead and do that. The other thing is that with the machine being electronic, and this is not meant to be a commercial, but I'm just going to let you know, I used to struggle with the hand crank one. I do have the spell binders, and I love that machine. It was giving me pain in my hands from having to turn that so many times, but now I don't have that issue, you know, because the machine's doing the work, not, you know, I'm not pushing with my grip. Sorry, I'm trying to think and chew gum at the same time. Oh gosh. So I had years ago I had 2 surgeries on my arm, particularly my elbow, from believe it or not, lifting weights and, and an old injury that got aggravated, and I have no grip now on that hand. It's very difficult to hold things for an extended period of time. All right, we're going on 2, 2, 2, 1, and according to this, see here. According to that, that's the foundation anyway. I just needed 1 more circle and we'll get this party started. In fact, let me do the yeah, I want to do that decorative portion. Sorry guys. Trying to make sure I don't lose my stuff. And then I'm going to use the decorative paper also. So that we can make it look cute. Let's see here. Can do. This is pretty. I'm wondering if I should do all of it with the same, obviously not that part, but I'm trying to think here. I'm thinking I should at least do portions of this with the same color, or the colored paper. All right, I'm gonna cut this circle and then I'm gonna figure that out. So Monica, on the market, you can get either the ADHESIVES brand electronic machine, which is called the Switch. That one's been popular. I've heard mixed reviews on it. You can also get the one that I just mentioned, the Anna Griffin Empress, or you can get one from Crafter's Companion. That one is the one that I've heard the least happy reviews about, because, and it's not the machine, it's the plates. The plates warp. They do that bendy thing in the middle, and then the two sides start going up. And I've heard the same thing about the Switch. I've not heard a single person ever say that about the Empress. It's never happened to me. So that's another reason I'm happy with it, is because those plates, for some reason, stay nice and flat. The only thing that tends to warp after time is actually the magnet, but that's to be expected. It's getting a lot of pressure, and then it starts expanding on the sides. But again, you know, there are bigger problems than that, I think, when it comes to crafting. Oh, wait a minute. I had a fourth one. Duh. Okay. Whatever. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. If not, I wouldn't recommend it. That's, you know, I don't know if it's your first time here or not, but I have products from different stores. And I've done videos on them and all that jazz. And if I don't like it, I come back and do an update and let you know that, yeah, this wasn't my favorite. And I'll give you the reason why, because I don't get paid to do videos. And let's face it, even if I did, if I don't like the product, I'm not going to say that I do. I'm not into that. And you know, different companies have sent me stuff, and I think it's wonderful to be able to do that. You know, the whole review thing. And I'm sorry if I'm kind of sounding weird. I'm just looking here at the layers that I'm going to be using on this and figuring stuff out, I think. But I've never had the pressure from a single company to say that I like something that I don't. That's one thing I'll say. Like, you know, for a while I was doing Renee bouquets, and that was wonderful. I liked every single thing that she ever sent me. And the things that didn't appeal to me, because that's, you know, some things are just subjective, of course, then I didn't even mention in the videos at all. And that would just have to be more with like a particular color, or, you know, stuff like that. Okay, there's that one. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to pick colors here, and now this paper is a lighter weight. It's not 110, so now I can duplicate the papers, which is nice, before I feed them through. And of course we want to see all the lacy stuff and all that. So I think I'm trying to think here if I was trying to figure out if a little bit of a glittery paper might work out, but I think I'm just going to stick with what's in this kit. So I can always do it again. It doesn't really matter. Oh wait, I should probably do 2 of those. I don't even know what I'm gonna end up doing first, but we'll figure it out. And we'll also figure out whether or not this can cut a lacy die 2 at a time. We'll find out. We shall see. Okay. Let's run that through. And who's here? Hi, Bonnie. See? So there you go, Monica. That is so funny. Bonnie, your timing is impeccable. I was just saying the same thing about the Empress. Yeah, love it. The plates stay flat. They're heavy too. I don't know if you feel the same way, Bonnie, but Okay, so this one kind of got a little crooked, but that's okay. Oh, okay, guys. So I just discovered another thing. This doesn't cut this edge here. So guess what? If you're gonna make a card and you just want one edge with that, you can cut into a 4x6 or whatever. Let me see how big this is. Actually, it's 5 inches. So 5x7 card, there's your border. That is so cool because it doesn't cut that one edge. Awesome. So it was a little bit crooked, but I'm going to be able to still use that. And let's see how it cut all the way through. So it cut all the way through that piece there. See? So cute. Same with these. Now what I'll do with this is, of course, these are glue tabs. So I will be cutting away the glue tabs because I'm just going to use this as the decorative layer here, and the same with that little side tab. Did I do two? No, I didn't. Okay. It feels thick, and that's why I'm saying that. Now, these are left-handed scissors, and I mentioned this in another video. I'm not too good with left-handed scissors, even though I'm a left-handed person, because I didn't grow up with this situation here. I always had right-handed scissors, and yes, there is a difference in the way the blade is positioned, and it completely throws me off, but I'm learning. Like, my brain wants to say, no, that's horrible. I'm not doing that. I'll learn another day. I'm just gonna do a straight cut here. That was awful. Like, yeesh. It looks like somebody chewed on it. Yeah, let's just call ourselves ambidextrous and move on. I'm not down with that. This one I'm going to run again because it didn't cut all the way through the second piece. The paper was thicker than I anticipated, but at least it's got the grooves going on there already. And then I was able to cut 2 of those, so that's super cool. Oh, but I think, yeah. This has a decorative piece here. Oh, if I can get it off of here. Oy! Okay. Put that back. This has this decorative piece, so it's meant to cut into those layers. So go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do that one at a time, but I already have 2 of those, so that's good. And I'm going to take advantage of these pieces that are left over here, because there's this one here, and I know that this makes a little roly flower, so I'm going to use that. I don't know if it's going to cut through 2 pieces at a time, but I'm going to try it anyway. And then, let's see here. With the other color, I'm going to try this layer here with this one. I think I'm no, I'm not out of frame. I thought I was out of frame. I'm going to try this one here to make it decorative and pretty, because this has a little panel that I think would look really cute there. And this is also, you know, the madness, right? That happens when you're crafting. You get all your, try to map it all out first. It's a little bit time consuming, but that's okay. Anything worth doing takes time, in my opinion. So there's that. Okay, now typically I'm supposed to say don't run 2 dies at a time, because if you have an issue with your pressure on the machine, it's going to chew up your dies. So pretend you didn't see me do this. Okay, but I tend to just put a little piece of washi there, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to put this puppy back here. And then maybe we'll do the rest after I've assembled it. Of course, I get a hair in it. Alright, so this one now will look like this. Let me get that cleaned off. So another reason to love it. See how quickly that just ran through and boom, I've got my little decorative piece there. I love that. Love it, love it. Now, I do go back and scrape all that off because if not, it's going to end up leaving indentations on all my papers, and I'm not a big fan of that. You know, but super easy to clean that off. And take these off now. And I'm going to cut one more, which is going to be the next decorative piece here. All right. And I'm going to grab a white piece of paper because I'm going to be able to color some of these. In fact, I have one that I sprayed with gold. I don't know if you can tell, but this, see how it's shiny like that? I was doing another card and I had the spray and I just took my paper and laid it on there and it took on the texture of the box even, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to use that and do all these other little tiny pieces now. And because that's already got gold on it, then I know it's going to be shiny. But I can also use my alcohol markers and color on top of that and get all the cutesy stuff, you know. I think you guys know what I mean. Sometimes the words don't come out, but it's the thought that counts. Okay, I'm going to try to get every single one of these little guys out. Of course, I'm never going to remember where they go. But I just want to see these cut out because they're too cute. It even came with a butterfly. Oh, darling. Big old button over here. And this little guy. The hanger. Hello. Oh, another. We call this in Spanish an imperdible. Which is kind of funny because that means unable to lose. If you translate it literally, imperdible means unable to lose. And let me show you what I'm referring to. Imperdible. But ask me what it's called in English. Can't remember. Yes, if you're going to get the machine, any machine, you want the biggest plates available for that machine, because if not, you'll be regretting, you'll regret it because you've got this amazing piece of equipment and then you're only getting half of the benefit, really. And that's just my opinion, because of course I tell, anyone who will ask, or my unsolicited advice, of course, is that, first of all, budget, you know what I mean? Budget for all your crafty things. If this is something that you do on the regular, then don't invest in the cheap stuff. Invest in the good tools. Why? Because I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I've yet to find a cheap tool that did what it promised. Now, the more expensive tools, they're, initially it's an ouchie because you're like, oh, that cost me a lot of money. I had to save for 4 months for that or whatever, right? But they're well worth it because, first of all, the majority of the time they come with a warranty. A lot of the times the companies are better to deal with. There's one particular company that I won't mention, and I'm telling you right now, everything that I've ever gotten from them has been a regret. They tend to use this color a lot. There's only one tool from this company I've ever gotten that I actually like. Everything else, I wish I could just toss in the garbage. Sorry for my hair. I just put my head in the video. And if it looks yucky, I've got conditioner on it right now. So I'm doing a deep conditioning as I craft. But yeah, that's been my experience anyway. I'm going to run this through as I preach and teach. Yes, Oh yes, it is it's a safety pin. I hope you guys can try to throw a little humor into what I'm doing here so that it's not so that I don't bore you guys to pieces because I'm cutting paper and all that stuff. But I like to, you know, include a little bit of my language in what I do because I think life is a little more interesting when you can do that. All right, so that's the other little one, right? Got that going. And now I have all of these here. And I can lift it all or I can leave it on the plate. And then as I craft, I can start adding them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave this aside for a minute. I know they all cut through. That's going to be my little home base there. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Sam, you know who I'm talking about. And then I'm not trying to, you know, down on anybody who likes it or, you know, because like I say, that's just my personal opinion. You do what you like, but I'm just saying, for me, no me gusta, no me gusta. Okay, I'm going to try to follow instructions now. I know that this is a tab that's going to have to fold, so I'm going to start there. And I'm going to set these aside here. And it's telling me to take my strip, fold along the lines, glue around the circle. All right, let's go there. I'm going to take my tool here. Now you can use whatever you have, right? But if it's going to turn or be circular, you want to always shape it first. It starts breaking that down those fibers, and that way it doesn't turn into a headache for you. Okay. Now, something I like to do is I like to put my adhesive on the circle that I'm going to follow first. And to give me a quicker tack on that, I am going to use score tape just to get me started, and then I'm going to back it up with the liquid adhesive, because if I only do the score tape, I will regret it later when it starts falling apart. And I use it just to get that grip going. Now this has if you know about die cutting, of course, this has a beveled edge once you cut into paper. So you want to do this on the ugly side, not on that pretty beveled edge. You want that to be on the outside of it. So I'm going to start this here first. And this is the thinner score tape. You can get this in, you know, different widths, of course. And I've been moving this because I feel like it's entirely crooked, but I don't know if it is or not. On my end, I guess it isn't. I don't know. It's, when I look up there, I don't see the same thing that you guys do. I think I'm all right, right? You like pixie dust dies? Oh, those are Sandra's, aren't they? Yes, Heartfelt Creations is beautiful. In fact, I have one collection of theirs that I won part of it from Sandy, who's Sandra is Decorate Your Life. She did a giveaway one time. Gosh, I think this was like 2 years ago now or something. And I won some of that collection, and it's so beautiful. But I haven't even gotten around to play with it much. So sad. I have the paper, and then I went back and I purchased all of the dies that went with it, I think. I got quite a few of them. But it's a dress form, and you can put flowers on it and whatnot. So very pretty and very, I guess, Victorian. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm just pinching all those little tabs. Okay, just to make life easier. Now, what I want to look at here, it says, take your strip, fold along the fold lines, and glue around the large circle as shown below. Circle to hide the tabs. All right, so I'm going to put this, I guess it doesn't matter which side because you're going to cover it anyway. All right, it doesn't matter which side, so just put it on whichever side of that circle you like. I'm going to do the glue now. And while that's getting a little bit tacky, I'm just going to fold the other side here. Now, some of you, I don't know if this appeals to you or not, but the reason I like sewing theme items is because my mother, who is a very good example to me in my life and I treasure so much, she learned to sew as a small child, believe it or not, from nuns in her town. And she passed along the, that knowledge to me as to, how to sew certain things. Now, of course, not to the extent that she did it, but she would come home with, a couple of yards of fabric and make herself a dress. And I was just so very impressed by the fact that she could do that. She would make baptism gowns for people as a, just a nice gesture. She just was very, very inventive and capable of doing a lot of different things that I think people take for granted. So when I see these things, that's what I think of. And so it's about more than just the paper and the craft, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if you see what I'm doing here, just pinching, right? Pinching on those little edges. I hope I haven't been out of frame as I'm over here telling stories, but that's it. Now the double-sided tape helped me to get that grab on there, but now because there's glue, then I know it's going to dry nicely. There's this tiny little tab here now. It's going to join with this one, so it's going to glue right in there. So now I can just kind of pull that back a little bit and join those two pieces. I want to make sure, however, that it's all the way in there. So I might have to, fiddle with this a little bit. Because my preference would have been to add this to the inside, not the outside, but it does say to do it on the outside, so I'm going to follow the instructions. Woo! Okay. Might have a tiny little gap there, but I don't think it'll be of any consequence. So I'm just going to pinch it there while that dries for a second, and then I'll leave it alone. I will try to. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone for a minute, and then I'm going to come back to it because I want that little tab to dry before I add the other piece that's going to cover this. I'm going to repeat that over here. Yeah, so see, Carolyn's the same way. That's exactly, that's the kind of environment that I grew up in. Not this whole, oh, let me go, like now, of course, and not to be negative about it in any way, but it's, now people can just go click, click, click and order a dress, which, yes, I've done that. But I didn't grow up with that environment. I grew up just watching my mother sit at a sewing machine and just use a pattern or, alter a pattern to suit whatever she needed and then make a really beautiful dress that looked very presentable. I'm not talking about rags here or anything like that. But for her to be able to do that with inexpensive fabric, because that was what was affordable in our family at that moment, to me, set a really good example of how you can develop skill sets that can take you through difficult moments in your life. So instead of looking at yourself as a person that has, you know, with has not, you can look at yourself as a person that was able to confront a situation and learn from it, or just use your, you know, your knowledge and go, okay, now I know that in a day I can make a dress, you know, things like that. Because there are people who I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. There are people. Here's what I'm thinking. Actually, in my mind, there are people who would see that as a pity story, and I don't see it that way. I see it as something that's very beautiful, and to be proud of. I met someone who came from a very different cultural background than myself, and in her culture, it is admirable to, for instance, have someone come to your home, um, and do the cooking and the cleaning for you and things like that. Okay, so that's something to strive for. A lot of people here in the United States do the same, you know, but I let her know that I didn't grow up that way. In our household, I was brought up more of, you know, that was something that I could do for my family, and I didn't, it was never with a sense of shame of until you can afford better. You know, that message was never sent in our home. It was like, no, this is just, you take care of your household, you clean it, you know. So, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because she came to my home and she asked me, well, who does your floors? And of course, if you ever meet me in person, you'll know that my face doesn't hide a single thing. Even if my mouth is shut, my eyes are doing all the talking. But I'm pretty sure the face that I made was probably like, are you serious right now? Because I was just like, me? And I didn't accept the, you know, I didn't accept that. I was like, I reject that. If I'm doing my own floors, I'm not feeling sorry for myself in any way. I will not partake in that. Now, if you can afford it, hey, more power to you. But I happen to admire people who can do things for themselves, and that's just me. And I don't know why that memory just popped into my mind, but I'll never forget it. Because of the gestures that she was making as she was looking around. And I was like, what is she looking for? It was kind of one of those moments where you're so lost in translation, so to speak, that you're like not, you know, not even meeting halfway, I think. But I just still laugh about it today because I was like, I wasn't in that position, and even if I were, I just wasn't even gonna go there. All right, so I got my two little donuts here, is what I'm gonna call them. And now I'm gonna put glue on this side and squeeze these puppies together and move on, because I've been here long enough making circles. But I think it's fun anyway. All right, so the idea here, of course, is these two little guys are gonna join together. If you're crafty, creative with laces, as our friend Carolyn is, I can just see this with a nice little ribbon on the border. So I would not be surprised if that's how you go, the direction that you go in with this, right? Actually, I think, you know what? This covers this up, and as you can tell, there's this piece here. I think I'm going to go ahead and cover that one maybe with the decorative paper. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to set that aside for a second. It's not perfectly like super duper tight here as a circle, but I suppose that's because you have to really hold on to it. And I also think that the weight of the paper that you use is going to make a difference in this. All right, guys, just to let you know. But whenever I have a little peeking edge like that, I just go back with some Nuvo drops and I, you know, add a little shine there and it makes me happy. So Bonnie, okay, your grandmother and her twin sister. Yes, it's, I mean, what a talent. I think that's so admirable. I think it's just phenomenal. And I say that to my sons. I mean, even though to me, I'm like, I don't care if you're a boy, that's got nothing to do with it because I've met tailors that will, you know, um, that were very, very impressive in their sewing skills. Met this gentleman who came here from Italy, and that was his livelihood ever since he was a very young man. That's what he was taught to do, was to sew, and he had the most delicate way of handling fabric. I was so very impressed by him. Um, but I told my son, you know, like, you should at least know how to sew on a button before you graduate high school. If you can't do that, if sewing on a button overwhelms you, you got problems. All right, so this is gonna go with, take your two ends, now wrap the curved panel, cut around each end using the glue tabs as shown below. Cut around each end. I think I did it wrong. Did I do it wrong? I did it wrong, didn't I? Take your two ends, now wrap the curved panel, cut around each end. Eh? Yeah, I think I did it wrong. Let me undo all this before it dries. Because I was talking too much. I was talking too much. Not that end. Yeah, this end. Oopsie. I'm gonna take it off. It doesn't go like this. Good thing I did it like that, though. This is interesting. Why does it go like that? I'm so confused right now. All right, anyway, we'll fix it. No harm, no foul. Because it said to cut 4 of these, and so I made an assumption. You know what happens when you assume. You don't go like that. All right, let's pop this off. Then go like that. Thank God. It hasn't dried yet, so nothing is lost here. Except for my time in squeezing that paper together, which was foolish. Because I shouldn't have done that. Alright. Oh, come on, baby. I should have known, though. If I studied this for 2 seconds, I would have known that I was doing that wrong. Alright, so the tabs don't go in, they go in differently. They go out. They go this way. What? I say this on this channel all the time. At least here you're going to learn what not to do. I did this before. There was another tutorial, I think it was the little basket or whatever, where I sat here going, what am I doing wrong? And I was doing everything backwards that day. Okay, so this is the piece that's going to go around here. And again, this needs to be molded, molded, molded. I like to go from the center out. This is going to be interesting. I wonder if I should use hot glue. All right. In any case, this is the shape that we're going for. And then the wider part is the one that goes here. That's what it is. So let's do this part here. Okay. Yeah, had I looked at the picture, and this is the way my mind works. Like if I look at this one, I get it. But I was on this step and I made the assumption to cover it all up. Oh, nothing new here. Okay, I'm gonna put those two little, they look like little collars to me. We'll put those 2 little collars together first, and then we'll add them onto those bases. Okay, this one goes here. Same little motion. Start getting ideas of different ways that you can use these sets also, because if you want to add a base to another 3D project and you need something that cups out like that, then you can definitely use this die set for that too. And I think that's super clever. Okay, so these are going to fold out, not in, but let's do the glue on the outside now, not the inside. Those poor little tabs. It's a good thing I used good paper. If I had used lighter weight paper, this would have destroyed. All right, so I'm going to cup it here very gently. Okay, if you see where this is going, I'm now going to have to pinch these as I go around so that those little tabs come up. So what I'm trying to do is join that line. And this is, you know, it's wet glue, so you got to be a little bit patient with it, but as soon as that glue starts drying, it's kind of the perfect timing. That's the thing about the deluxe adhesive, is that once it becomes tacky, you're good to go. So that's why I don't press the panic button, guys. Don't press the panic button. Okay. Ah! Push, push, push. I'm gonna go all the way around. If you want to match your seams, that's probably not a bad idea. I didn't do it in this case, but I'm okay with it because I'm going to put that decorative piece on top. All right. Okay. That's what it ends up looking like. There you go. Next one, same thing. And I wish I could work in what do you call that? 3 times speed. Same way I do my videos when I pre-record them, but I'm so sorry that I can't. All right, I'm going to cup that around. I don't want to be too messy, but I'm going to try to match the seam in this case. See if I can do that. Okay. Pinch, hold and pinch, hold and pinch, and there's that. I think if you take your time, it goes a lot easier. All right, there we are. Got all those little seams hiding in there. So it's not as painful as I make it look, I promise. Ah, there's that one. What are little ones before I didn't... Okay, I'm trying to... Bonnie, I'm trying to understand your question. This guy came with an envelope and a magnet in it for dies. This is cool. Oh, you're opening your stuff right now, Bonnie? Because, yeah, only the, okay, it's not Stamp Club. It's not the Tonic kit. It is the, oh, there's another one. Showcase. Showcase dies. Some of them have come with magnets. This one in particular did not. In lieu of the magnet, what they included was the baggie, which I don't think is a bad thing because that's how I store all of the dies that are too big to fit in the wallets anyway. And it's turned out really nicely for me anyway. It's éxito, very nice. Okay, so let me see if I can finally put this thing together. Add a curl to the main panel by running a creasing tool bone folder ruler over the central of the panel. That's what it says, over the central of the panel. And secure by gluing the glue tab. Attach and glue the folded main panel to one of the ends to create a base. Use the other end as a lid. Ah, so one of these is supposed to be a lid and the other one's supposed to be a base. Interesting. I don't know what you would put in there. Maybe some little itty bitty candies. So that's going to determine how you do the tabs also. Okay, we'll visit that in a second. Let me do this just to get a good grip here also. And I'll follow it through with the glue. So I just like the decorating part, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just hurry up. Hurry up and decorate, lady. Alright, this is quite thick, so I'm gonna try not to crease it. But if I accidentally do, I don't cry about it because I'm going to cover it up with decorative paper anyway. But I'm going to try to join this here. And you probably could use a, quite honestly, a toilet paper roll. And just snip it at some of the ends and get the same effect. But I'm going to hold it here and kind of flatten it out a tiny bit like this. And I keep creeping in that direction, and I am so sorry, guys. I apologize. Yes. Oh, great idea, Carolyn. Bonnie, yeah, the Ferris wheel is just amazing. I think it's hands down, it's got to be my favorite kit or you know, die set that I've gotten so far, aside of course from the mini album ones. Yes, the tape, I've tried all of it. It's all good. I really like it. You know what I really like are these. These little guys are phenomenal. However, I contacted Tonic and asked them if they would have refills, and I was told nope. And I don't think they plan to, which is too bad, because if they did, then I would invest in that. But because they don't really have any plans to do the refills, and I was like, all right, then I won't go in that direction. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how this is going to fit in here now, because it seems too big. Interesting. Seems too big. I don't know why. Now, here's my question, though. Oh, never mind. Forget it. It doesn't matter. No, it's just the right size. Okay. Okay, so, little tip here. If I'm you, this is what I would do. I would put double-sided adhesive inside of that little collar piece that I mentioned. So that way you could take off that little lining, pop this in, and then at least have a place to push in those little tabs to, you know, if not, then let me see if my glue, no, my hot glue is not on. You might want to do hot glue because this is very, very taut. But whatever, let's go with it. So I'm going to fold these little tabs out, because my question now is going to be, how am I going to apply pressure to that without pushing those little tabs right back in? You know what I mean? Because if I put glue on the tabs, that's going to be a hot mess. Whatever, move on, woman. I'm going to try to put glue in here on the edge and just do this. Kindergarten style, you know? Use my finger. I think sometimes I want too much convenience. And here I was just talking about not needing it, right? So I need to stop being a hypocrite. And apply what I preach to myself. All right, so now I'm going to try to meet the seams here, just because I think it's going to be a good idea to do that. And I'm going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So I get everybody in there. And if you see it wants to buckle, and that's because it's very precise sizing, I would say. Woo! Okay, baby. I got it in there. All right. All right, if you have long fingers, I guess that's a good thing. If you don't, you might need a tool. But I'm trying to think of how to apply pressure because those tabs need to go out like that. ¿Cómo lo hago? I don't know. Okay. I'm not digging this. I want it to be really easy to put together, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of what tool I might have that I can use in there. Let's go with this one because it's kind of bendy. It's a palette knife, but it's the cheaper ones that you can get at the dollar store. So it's not as rigid. So I really want that to make contact because I feel like one of them isn't gonna glue. Okay, we got it. All right, now the top fits in equal manner. And I'm doing this first because I want to know how far in this is going to go before I start decorating anything. Because there is a method to my madness, believe it or not. Okay. All right. So now you have this situation going on. And I suppose you don't want to push it in too far. Mine's a little messy because I'm using, you know, my hands and liquid glue and all that, but we can always cover that up. Where's my paper now? I cut out a piece of paper to go around this. And that is around here somewhere. I know I cut it. Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? Do I have to cut it again? I might have to cut it again, guys. Because I've got my little decorative pieces here. These, and these. And somehow Raquel managed to fling the other paper somewhere after I did the cutting. I remember cutting the sides. Ah, found it. Okay. It was this little guy. Because this is what I was trying to figure out. How much of this is actually going to be able to wrap around here. Right? And it's going to go right to that edge. But is it going to be able to cover the entire thing? No. Okay, so another thing is that this is not long enough because I cut off that little tab, if you guys remember. So I'm going to just measure it out and cut a piece. This is going to be I'm going to cut out a 5 1/4 by 2 3/4 inch piece of paper. Let's do that. 5 1/4, or maybe a little bit under, by 2 3/4. And then that way I can wrap it all the way around. And I have to do the same thing again. Shape it first. And then, okay, now we're talking. All right, so I want to meet the seam. Although it's probably best to do the seam on the opposite side now, just to cover that. I think that's how I'm going to do it. And I'll go in with glue, not only on the edges, but in the middle as well. So I'm going to be a little more generous. So I want all of it to make contact. And I'm going to cup this, and that's to try to eliminate that pointy version of this. And I don't know if there's tutorials on this out there, guys, but it's possible that someone would have decorated it before applying or before shaping it, but I don't think that I would do that on this particular project. I think it's best to decorate it after, especially when you get some little gaps in your paper. Now, if you have double-sided sheets of adhesive, then that would come in handy here as well. Okay, but I like the liquid glue. Now this is starting to look a little bit prettier, especially this seam here, which is what I was worried about. I'm liking that a little bit better now. So let's see. The rest is just whatever. So, oh, what I'm noticing is that I saw a sample just now here. These little strips here are actually meant for this thin portion. I just saw that. So I might end up doing that. Let me see. Now these will go around here. Very cute. Okay. So of course we want to match the seams there also. Oh my gosh, too stinking cute. And then there's another sample on here, by the way, which someone made. I don't know which design team member made it, but she did elongate this. So all you have to do is get the measurement once you cut it out, of course, right? With this. Once you have that measurement, then you can determine if you want to use it at that height. And if not, then of course, you know, you can cut it larger. But I think it's so cute. I'm going to apply my little bit of glue here on this little decorative piece. If you want to, you can do two pieces here, the solid and the decorative. For this video, I'm just going to do this, because I can definitely make more than one. I'm just going to run this down here. I guess I should have done it. Okay. I'm making this far more complicated than I need to. I can't believe I just did that. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, Raquel. Genius. Don't do it like that. I don't know why I just did that. Oh my gosh. I'll take it apart in just a second. Maybe I can. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that was going to fit through there. Oh. Getting a mental image of a puppy trying to wear a collar going, no, I don't want to. All right, like this. Be smart. Oh my goodness. Okay, this way. This way. Go all the way around, please. It takes some finagling, guys. I'm going to be laughing all day about that one there. Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay. Got that piece on there the right way. I'm going to do this one here now. Not all is lost. Because that glue hasn't dried yet, so I'm just going to do this one now. There, done. And of course, if this is going to be the lid, don't put glue on there because you won't be able to get it open. If this is going to be the lid, I can't stop laughing. Oh yes, no worries, Carolyn. I'm here all week. I'm trying to fit this in here, and I'm thinking this is a tight fit, guys. And of course, this is going to be, you know, let's just call this the mistake piece, because I'm trying to think here of the different things that I wish were included in instructions. And one of them is, of course, and of course, you know, if you've been crafting a while, you would already know this, right? That it's sometimes best, if you're gonna do this sort of thing, to decorate the pieces before you apply them, but not to all of them. I hope that makes sense. For instance, remember I was mentioning decorating this and then applying a little bit of pressure there so that it stops being pointy on that little seam. Once I apply this decorative piece here, that circle gets a little bit tighter. So that creates a little bit of an issue when trying to close this down now, because instead of one piece of 110-pound cardstock, I also have the piece of paper that's wrapped around it, right? So it's a little bit thicker now. So I'm wondering if this little piece here in the center should have been done with a thinner paper, with a, you know, 80-pound paper or even 65-pound. I think that might make a difference, because I'm really struggling to close it, and the reason I'm not being too rough is because I don't want the paper to rip. But right now I'm struggling to get this on. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. So I'm gonna do my best here, but I don't know. I'm thinking that I don't want it to flatten, but I'm having yeah, I'm not getting it on there right. Yep. This is interesting. The best that I could do would be to hot glue it on there and just call it a decoration and not a box. I think that's gonna be what I do with this one in particular. So I'm just gonna go ahead and decorate the top here. At least that part will be pretty, and then I'll do all the cutesy stuff. But as far as this one, it's not gonna work out as a box. So the user error here is that the paper here I think is too thick. I added the decorative piece, which you should be able to do, but in all honesty, I think it's designed so that you use this piece as the you know, just the decorative paper. I think that's all that's going on here. Or that you don't add decorative paper at all. You know what I mean? You guys, I think you know what I'm saying there. To cut that out of pretty paper. Don't try to overlap it like that. All right. Save yourself a headache. Okay, but I'm still going to use it. I'm still going to make use of, you know, everything that I make today. All right, so if this is going to be my little lid, which again, I'll hot glue later, I'm going to decorate this one. I think that layer is absolutely darling. Just going to add a little bit of glue around the edge there. Like that. And I appreciate you guys having the patience to watch, by the way. Thank you so much. And that's the word I was looking for, prototype. Thank you, Monica. This is my prototype. And I have several, let me tell you. Several projects that I've had to do like that, where I'm like, oh, that's what I did wrong. But you know what? That's okay. It's part of the learning curve, right? So I'm going to save that paper for something else. And then there's these little guys, which I can certainly add to the edge here to decorate that. No, it doesn't wrap all the way around. Again, I think it's meant to be a piece. Let me see here. That goes around. How did they use it? Oh, huh. All right, so they used it around here, but I'm wondering why. Yeah, they used it as if there was a piece of ribbon on around here, but it doesn't go all the way around. And again, I think that's my fault for using thick paper. But I like making all of my projects with 110-pound cardstock. That's how I do it. So let's get at least one piece on there. Because I can always cover up the seam, so that's okay. I'm gonna do, let's do it like, I'm gonna try to put all the seams in one direction, I suppose. And do it like that. I thought this was going to be the easiest project ever, and I stand corrected. Because I've done other 3D projects that did not require this amount of foresight. But there's that. And then you can definitely take out the little bits so that you can actually see through this. And I don't, yeah, this is not straight, so give me 1 second here. I'll cut away a little portion of it, like that. And if you want to have this mimic lace, you can definitely keep doing it, you know, kind of like as if it were wrapped around a piece of lace that you've wrapped around the spool. You can definitely do that. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to join it here a little bit. And then angle it just a tiny bit, because this is patterned, so it's kind of forgiving if you want to do that. And then instead of gluing it completely flat, I'm just going to do this. Just like that. Okay. I wish this would go on top. Anyway, let's do the little flower. You can use a quilling tool for this. And this is meant to roll. So I'm just going to grab that little tip of it and then start rolling. Now you can do this rolling toward you or away from you, whichever way you're more comfortable. I'm just rolling, 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 and then at the very end, I'm going to add my glue. Just at that little tip there, which is like a little snake. So let me show up close. Just that little tip there is where I'm going to add my glue. And then just hold it down. It's almost like a little cone. But once it's, it'll take a second here to dry. Once it's dry, I can apply it, of course, and decorate my little box here. I'll let that go for a second. You may want to use hot glue for this, but that's one little flower. I've got glue all over my hands, but there's one little flower there. I think this is darling. I really like that. And then I'm going to do the other one in the other direction so that I get both sides of this pretty paper. Okay. So I'm going to push that off the tool and do the same thing here. And of course, if you use, I'm just trying to picture all the different colors you can use this with. There are some samples here I'm looking at where they used, oh, where am I? Over here. See the green and the pink? I think that's so very pretty because they use solid papers. Super darling. And I see also that someone used a little, oh my gosh, it's so adorable. They used a little stick and made it into a signpost. I mean, there's so much done here. I almost want to, yeah. Oh, I'm so aggravated that this didn't go in here. I'm wondering if I can Well, let me see here. Just need a little dollop here because I missed a spot. I'm wondering if I can kind of just... I have my glue gun on, guys, just to let you know. I was just wondering if I could force it with hot glue. Even though it's going to just be decorative at that point, it won't be functional. But just so that it'll stay there. Let me see. Let me see if I have one that's not going to be too horrible here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Trying to clean off my my glue gun here. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a little drop here and there and there and there. And I know this is kind of messy. Woo! There goes my gun. But I really want this to stay. And I think I'm gonna be able to do it like that. It's gonna be a there we go. Little challenging, but I think I can do it. If you hear me going quiet, it's because my glue gun fell. I'm over here trying to pick it up. Ay. I don't want this to show, though. I really don't. Don't want any glue to show. All right, but at least it's not moving now. So I got it on there. And what I'll do is that I'm going to hide the little bits here and there with the flowers. I think that's the direction this is going to go in. In fact, I'm thinking I should, you know what, before I even go there, let me grab a piece of lace. This was given to me, and I think it's so pretty. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. All right, this is my comeback here, right? I'm going to go crazy with the glue, and then I'm going to cover it up with lace. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm not giving up on my project. I will not. I will not. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to cover it up with this, because I think that would look really cute there. And it's got bows on it. Apply some glue there. And then I'm going to go all the way around that edge. Like that. And no one's the wiser. And I'm just going to let it fall on here loosely. It's going to, you know, actually might not be worth doing the whole thing. I might just do a tiny piece of it. Let's cut away part of this, and that way it doesn't become the focus of the project, because I really don't want it to be about this ribbon. Okay. I'm going to do that. Or should I just cut it up here? Maybe that's what yeah, let's do that. She changes her mind every 3 seconds. I'm going to do that. Like that. There we go. Yay, I feel better about life right now. I'm going to just do that. Because I want to add all these other little pieces. Okay. There's always a way to come back. Always, always, always a way to come back. Add this one. And I'm probably going to, let's see here. make use of all these little guys here. I'm trying to think if this is straight. I think it's straight enough. Now, what I had mentioned prior was that I can color these pieces too, right? So let's go ahead and grab some markers. I'm questioning why that asked to cut 4 of those circles. I'm still thinking about that. I have here, let's see, what would be a good color for this? I've got a light pastel. I think my pastels are over here. I've got this really pretty yellow, I think would be cute for this. Just to add a little color here and there. Yeah, I like that. And I can follow that through with, I think I have more, this is called Lemon Drop. I don't know, yeah, it's a tiny bit darker. So I combined the markers that I have, guys, and just mix and match whatever I think is going to look cute. Okay, so I'm just kind of highlighting that a little bit with some color. Not too much, because as I said before, I had sprayed it with gold. So I just used 2 different colors of yellow there. So now I can add this to my little spool to decorate it. And as I mentioned before, I can take advantage and cover any kind of seams, but I'm not really seeing anything now that's too horrible. There's a tiny bit of that seam there. And I can make it so that it kind of stands out, or I can make it wrap right around. I think choices. I think I'm going to have this wrap around it. Come on. Okay. So that brings out a little bit of the yellow in the flowers that that paper has. I don't know if it's visible in this video, because the challenge with doing the live videos with the pastels is that it's so hard to see the colors, really. So I'm seeing here, I think one goes inside just, yes, Monica, you're absolutely right. But you know, I should have done it before applying this piece here. I think I got confused with those instructions. Because of the picture. If you see the picture here, I'm just going back a little bit. It tells you to wrap it around. Now, mind you, I'm a very visual person, so I can read this 10 times and, you know, I'm still not going to get it. And they covered that, but then you have to flip it over. And see how this picture is still facing down? That's what threw me off, because I have to flip this over now to be able to make this. And that's, yeah, that was confusing to me. That's why I was like talking crazy there. Anyway, not to put the blame on Tonic, I just didn't get it. I didn't get it. I'm going to wrap another piece of twine around this to make it stand out. Happen to have this one nearby, so let's go with this. Add a tiny bit of tape to that one on the back, but I first want to color it, and this time I think I want to use pink, and I'm just going to color the edges here. This portion. Okay, just to give it a little bit of color there. All right, there's that. And then on the back of it, I'll do my double-sided tape. so that I can apply a little bit of twine, twirling about on here. Okay. I think that's super cute. I'm gonna let it just fall off of that. And I'll do that on the opposite side of that. And it doesn't have to be straight up and down either. So I'm just going to put some glue here. Like that. The whole thing doesn't have to stick on it, but I think I'm going to back it up with a little bit of hot glue. There we go. I try to stay away from the hot glue, but sometimes it, you know, you're better off using it. So there was that. And the other pieces that I have here are the button. That one's super cute. We can do that in blue. Why not? And then that way I can layer that. And it's got that beautiful bit of shine on there. Actually, I keep forgetting hot glue. Nice little shine. It's going to layer there, nestled. See that? Right nicely with the spool. And the blue will contrast with the yellow. So that's always a good combo. There's a little pair of scissors. And I can do that in gray. Okay. Just a little drop of glue on that. It's going to be fine. I'm going to add it over here near the flowers. Just like that. I think the sizes of these little die cuts are just perfect for doing this kind of cluster type of decoration. I think that's very, very sweet. The other ones that I have here are the safety pin, the flowers. They're itty bitty, by the way. Very tiny, and they look like cherry blossoms. Woo! And I just lost one. I flew across the room, guys. But let me do the rest of the little buttons. I don't want to keep you guys here all day, but I'll do the rest of these. I can color them and add them on. And those were the square, the flower, the circle. I think this is darling. Circle button. The little flowers came as a pack of 3 there, if you will. And I'm trying to get these off the magnet without having them leave me here. There was the hanger and the leaf. Okay. And the little heart. So of course, you know, you guys already know, you cut as many as you like and you add them however you like. Trying to grab them off of here. Woo. There's the heart. My nails won't let me grab them. There we go. Trying to bend this. Here we go. There's that one. Hopefully you guys can see that. If not, I'll move them over a little bit more. You can see all the little bits there. So, I'll color these in. And these are great also to make use of any kind of leftover papers you might have around. If you're the kind of person that likes to make use of your scraps, then by all means, this comes in handy. So you can do a bunch of different little colored buttons and all that. I tend to grab markers that'll match whatever paper collection I'm using, and that's just my little cheater method, if you will, if you want to call it that. And then that way I don't have to think about it too much. But doing all the little pastels here. Go ahead and do that little leaf. Woo. Try not to break it, of course. And let's see here, the butterfly. And the rest I can leave in white. I think I want to do one more gray, however. Let's see here. This is a lighter gray. I think I want to do the pin. And the larger needle here, or whatever this, yeah, this is a needle. Okay, that's it. Enough coloring. And now, let's see here, I can add them here and there. I'm gonna think, just a tiny little drop of glue is gonna do for all of these. Woo! Trying to make sure my glue gun doesn't fly away. Okay, so there's those. And then I'm going to come over here and revisit this little side here. Add some buttons. And the reason I'm doing it like this and I'm not really bothering with the top is because this is just going to go on my shelf. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the little clusters like that on both sides. And then I'll just keep adding these. That's all. Keeping it quite simple, I think. And of course, you know, you can make use of those darling stamps that came with it. I think I'm not going to go in that direction right now, just because it took me so long to fight with this paper. But I'm going to double up that little flower, and then I'm more than likely going to use little gems and that sort of thing to just make this stand out with some shine. That's just how I like to craft. But in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed part of this at least. I know it's not easy to watch someone struggle, but I think it goes without saying that that's, you know, you gotta learn by doing sometimes. And not everyone learns the same way, of course. So it's okay. It's okay to just discover things in the moment and say, I made a mistake, but I can fix it. I love all the little add-ons. They're super sweet. I'm going to add my little leaf right here. And on this side over here, I will add the little pins. Just layer, layer, layer. But I think this, with the little, you know, like candies inside, as I mentioned earlier, we were talking about what to fill it with, or as Bonnie mentioned, with the buttons. What a sweet gift. Or even a piece of the ribbon that you use to decorate the outside, you can use to put inside and gift to a friend. I think that would be super sweet. Add my little needle there. And there's one more button. I think I'm not going to bother with that other pin. And I'm going to add, let's see, the yellow one here behind the blue one. That's it. All right. I decorated my spool. This is the fun part for me, of course. I'm loving, loving, loving those little rolled flowers, all those little details that you can add. And I mean, the sky's the limit, right? This little portion here, I think is so very pretty. And the papers, adorable. So I appreciate you guys staying with me to watch. Thank you. Thank you, Monica. Oh, you've been working. That's perfect. To work as you listen. That way you get a little bit of company in the background. But what do you say? Would one of you guys want to take this home with you? Should I give it away? I don't know if it's worthy of it. But if you like, I could send it to one of you guys since you guys have been so nice to stay here with me. So I see that there are 7 people in the chat. What I can do is have you pick a number and I'll send this off in the mail to you. And I'll make you a little card to go along with it, of course. And you're going to have to forgive my imperfections for not having made this into a box, but awesome. Okay. So of course, I'm sorry for my UK friends. It would be cost prohibitive for me to mail this outside of the US. Let's be honest, it would cost just as much to mail it as it would to probably purchase the set. So I am very sorry. What I can do is give this away to my US friends, and then at some point I'll come back and do an international giveaway. But yeah, I'm so sorry, Tanya. Oh, I think my flower fell off. Yeah, I did. I'll fix that. I'll fix this up. I'll make it cute, and I'll add all the little shiny things. And I'm not gonna leave this bare. I'll finish it off camera, make it, you know, nice. So here's what we can do for those of you who are in the US. Mamma mia, if that glue gun doesn't have wings. I think it drinks Red Bull for breakfast. Ah, stay. Okay, what I can do is, let me think here. So there's only, what is it, 6? Well, somebody left already. So, let me write down a number. Number. I'm gonna write it right here. Okay. Okay, so pick a number between 1 and 30. And I'm sorry to do a game of chance, but I think that's the only fair thing to do in this situation. A number between 1 and 30 and go. And whoever gets closest to it will get this in the mail. I'll send it off. And like I said, I'll make you a cute little card using the set. And you can let me know. Let me think here. You can let me know if you would like. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of what to include with it. I can do a card. And I'm taking a sip of water, guys. I'm trying to think of how this is going to fit in a box. I'm going to see if I can fit it in one of these guys. Can I fit it in one of these guys? Maybe. Can I? Nope. I'm going to have to make a box. That's okay. No worries there. I can give this away since it's not going to fit in a small box anyway. And I'm going to give away this bag, which says Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat. It's a canvas bag from Tonic Studios. Since it's got a sewing theme, if you like to sew or you need a place to keep your little sewing items, this is what it's going to look like. But I'm going to give you the newer one that's inside the plastic still. All right. Because I'm celebrating my birthday, so I want to give something nice away. So it'll be this, the bag, and let me see what else. a complete thing of trim. I recently had been putting these away. So you can get one of those. And then I'm going to make a card. And let's see what else. Only have 3 people joining for the giveaway. No one's gotten very close to the number yet, but that's okay. Trying to think of what else. There's one more thing coming in the mail, but I don't know if it's going to come in on time. So that's why I'm being kind of quiet. I'm not trying to be elusive. It's just that I don't think it's going to come in on time for me to include it in the giveaway. Otherwise, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to add this too. But I like my yes to be a yes and my no to be a no. So I'll include a card with these little goodies. Apparently, from the people who were here with me who stayed, then I only have 3 people interested in the giveaway. I'm going to redo this chat real quick here. I think my computer just froze. Ay, mamma mia. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So the person closest to the number, only had 3 people add a number, so that's it. The person closest was Sapphire Manga with a number 4 because the number was 26. Okay, oh, backwards. Sorry, guys. So Sapphire Manga, email me, paintsandglitter@gmail.com with your address, and I will send off these little goodies, okay? Because I appreciate your time. I know your time is just as valuable to you as mine is to me, and I very much thank you for having spent some time with me today. And by the way, I just want to say that I am in no way in agreement with the type of ads that pop up on my videos, because I just got an ad that was completely horrific. I don't know how to change that. So I'm actually thinking I don't want to demonetize my videos, but at the same time, I don't. I struggle with that, guys, because I really can't stand the ads that pop up on YouTube. I think YouTube can be such a filthy place, and I'm just going to say that. I don't agree with a lot of what's on YouTube, but I hope that you do enjoy the content, at least that you watch on this channel. I'm always going to keep it clean. I don't like things that are just, that don't go with my moral values. I'm just going to say that. So, you're very welcome. Congratulations, darling. And I do appreciate you guys just hanging in here with me. I'm going to try to come back with, trying to think here. Well, the next video that I want to do is going to be another 3D project, but I really want it to be nice. So I'm not going to film it, I don't think. I think I'm just going to make it and then come back and show you guys. But I also have another mini album that I'm working on. And yeah, and that's about it. I'm not going to commit to doing anything else right now anyway. So that's all going to be whenever it goes, you know, whenever it happens, because my son's graduating high school. So I want to dedicate more time to him and all of that good stuff. So if I don't come around with regular videos, you know, like, you know, every 2 to 3 days, then please don't abandon me. I will still be coming back with videos. It's just more likely going to be like pre-recorded, and I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. That's what I've been doing also with my live videos, is if they contain a tutorial, that I'm condensing them, you know, and putting them back out there. So I do apologize if that makes you feel like you know, you wasted your time coming to a live video. I hope that's not the case, but it's just that I want people to be able to watch the tutorial, even though I very much enjoy the live interaction. because I love you guys. I mean, I think it's wonderful to have this community, so I do very much appreciate it. So yes, paintsandglitter@gmail.com. I'll get this to you in the mail. And if you want to email me along with your address, your favorite color, or what do you most use in your craft room when you're crafting, let me know. Yeah, and I'll try to make it worthwhile. So thank you guys for having been here with me. Please do join me in my next video. And as I always say, if you can use my links for shopping, I very much appreciate that. It helps support my channel. A thumbs up gives me nice analytics also with the dreaded YouTube. I am, you can find me on Facebook with just my name, Raquel Sanchez Crone. You can find me on Instagram with Paints and Glitter, also Craft World if you want to join me over there. I am uploading to Rumble as well, so if you're part of that community, then I'm going to be trying to put a lot of videos over there. I'm just going slow because it's a lot to do, right? But yeah, let's see here. Would I help with the mailing of... I'm sorry, there's a little heart that's interrupting the chat that shows up on my computer. So I have to wait for you guys to keep chatting so that I can actually see what it says there, and I'm very sorry about that. Oh, thank you, Sam. Love you too, sweetheart. I keep telling you, girl, one of these days I'm gonna go to Florida. And I'm gonna tell my husband I'll be back in a week. I'm gonna have Sam do some work on me. With the mailing of... So, see here. Would you help with the mailing of an album? Like, how do you choose theme and paper? Oh, yes. Well, to answer your question, Sapphire Manga, how do I choose? Okay, so I mentioned this in the live video that I did with my mom when she was here, which was that I try to choose items that the recipient is going to like. I make a lot of stuff, guys, that has nothing to do with me. You wouldn't believe it. And I know that I'm surrounded by a bunch of pretty things in my room and stuff like that. I quite honestly try to appeal to the people watching my videos as well. That's how I ended up with the whole shabby chic thing. Because yeah, that's another story. But in any case, I try to think of the person receiving what I'm gifting or making. I get asked by other people, would you make a book for, let's just say, a grieving parent? Would you make a book for someone who just got married? You know, that sort of thing. So if I'm doing a theme and that, you know, for babies, for instance, then I'm going to try to go with what I see in the personality of the people receiving the gift. If I know, for instance, that you want a baby gift, but it just so happens that mom is super duper into the ocean, that I'm going to make her a baby album that has ocean themes in it. Things like that. If I know anything about the person receiving it, like I did a project that was for a parent who had lost a teenage child, and it just so happens that she's a seamstress. So I did it for her with the whole, you know, sewing theme. And that was a live video that I did with my mom, and I shared that with you guys. If I know that the person's into Maggie Holmes, then I'll use that paper. If you're into pastels, I'm going to use that. So I hope that helps to answer it, but really it's really the recipient that I have in mind when I'm crafting. That's, you know, most of the time. If trying to think of what else. As far as the little details, that's just a personal taste. Whether to use, and what I'm referring to is whether to use Nuvo drops versus I don't know, like these kinds of little flowers like that. Whether to use something that's brighter or more muted. That's just what, I don't know what I have on hand. I don't know what else to say about that. Um, oh, would you help? Oh, you're welcome. The paper, now the papers, the other thing is, because someone else asked me that as well. When it comes to the papers, let me show you an example really quick. Um, well, actually, I can just, well, let's compare two. For instance, when it comes to the papers, right? If if the paper is delicate, so I'm just going to compare these two, right? If the paper is very delicate in color, like this one was, this is a very shabby chic looking album, of course. It has the papers that are shabby chic and theme. Then I'm going to try to use very delicate little things like, you know, the small flowers and the small leaves and stuff like that. Not so heavy when it comes to the details because I want the paper to be the focus. Now, having said that, here I added texture, you know, I added the lace, but I try to let the paper be the, you know, the inspiration. Um, I went ahead and did little butterflies that were not part of the, because this was not a collection. I printed them, but I try to add little details that I knew would play well with the paper because the paper has flowers on it. It has those, you know, very soft colors, things like that. Trying to think of what else. The same with the size of the little embellishments. I try to keep it cohesive with the size of the page. So if I know that, for instance, this page is not very big, then I'm not going to put a big flower here. I'll put little flowers on there. I'll do the little tickets, you know, things like that. So I try to keep it with the scale of the paper's design. And I hope that makes sense. Whereas over here, the page itself is larger. So then I can afford to put a bigger flower there. It's not going to be overwhelming. And I keep doing it upside down. It's not going to be overwhelming for you to look at that because it only takes this portion of the book. You know what I mean? Whereas if I did, like I could even do little flowers, but then I would have to do more of them. You know what I mean? To achieve the same balance on that page. And then the same thing, I try to, okay, like I had mentioned here, a Ferris wheel, no, a carousel, this, when you think of it, you know that it goes around. So then I try to put a round piece of paper behind the little horse to kind of emulate that. A round piece of paper for the picture. A round, you know, again, there's circles in the background. I'm going to keep repeating that as much as I can. If there are flowers in the background, then, you know, and if you saw the live on this one, you guys know I totally messed up this page. I had to do it over again and all that. But I try to compensate for that by fixing it. And I try to put delicate pieces together, you know, the same colors here. Try not to overwhelm the page too much. So yeah, that's, I mean, I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much. Okay, so your niece is having a boy and a girl. Oh, that would be phenomenal. You could do 2 mini albums. You know, you could do the whole pink and blue theme and then have the 2 books have the same exact pages, but then 2 sets of colors. But if you want to do 1 mini album and have the pictures of baby boy, baby girl together on 1 page so she can just insert them, then what I would do is use 2 paper collections that are, or maybe just 1. Let me show you one real quick. Okay. You could use a collection similar to this. This is called My Honey Bunny. And this is Peter Rabbit, I think, right? Well, it's Peter Rabbit-ish. And And this is, by the way, okay, so this is a Russian paper collection, so it's probably a bad one to show you because I'm not going to be able to give you a link, but you can find something that's kind of good for both baby boy and baby girl, because on this one there's like a train, there's the little girl in her dress, there's a little baby boy dressed like a harlequin teddy bear, or you can use a paper collection that only has teddy bears, or only has little bunnies, you know, stuff like that. Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, I hope that that helps. You know, there's a lot out there that you can use that's baby friendly. Um, I I don't know. I'm not gonna open this because I'm not gonna use it, but or just yet anyway. But what do you call it? You can make the background papers. If you see here how the matting is all in one color, you can do that in a mini album with, for instance, if you're going to use one collection, you can do all of the matting in a color that's neutral. And then that way it doesn't come across as really girly or really masculine, you know. I would suggest maybe a light gray. That's a color that plays well with just about everything, and will make your book look cohesive throughout. Or if you want to go with a silver, I did that with a mini album. Yeah, a Winnie the Pooh one. I did silver. I did some of these to sell, and then I kept one. And if you see, the matting there is silver, and this would work well for boys or girls because the colors are very delicate. Now, this may have blue because I'm going to use this for my son, but then I would replace this maybe with yellow or green, and then do the same kind of thing, you know, throughout the. I don't see why you couldn't use this for a baby girl, honestly. I mean, maybe use more pictures of Piglet than, you know, since he's got a little bit of green or pink, I'm sorry. Things like that. And by the way, this mini album, the foundation of it was a tutorial from Rosa Kelly. She's phenomenal. So I suggest her if you're not going to go with dyes, or Kathy King. She's got some amazing tutorials also. All right, awesome. So thank you so much. I'm happy to help. You know, you guys know I love answering questions because that's, you know, I think it's good to feed off each other and find out different ways of, you know, going about the same thing. Why not, right? So yeah, I'll be waiting for that email, and I thank you guys for being here with me today. I've been here for a long time, so I'm gonna go have some lunch. Be inspired and be blessed. Ciao, ciao. Besos. Actually, that's Sam's thing. So no, just a big hug. Ciao.